So my good buddy Zach tagged me in this 30 facts about myself thing. Anyway, fact number one, I like to go on walks, which he said he likes to go in the fall. I'll go anytime. Cold don't bother me. Now if it gets in the 20s, yeah, it's a different story. I won't go. Fact number two, I like classic country because today's country music isn't country music. Sorry, Zach, if you do like it, but that's my opinion. I like gospel music and classical music. Now, what I mean by classical music, I'm talking about like Beethoven. Beethoven's good. My favorite meal is spaghetti. I can go the rest of my life and that'd be the only thing I would eat. I love to read a variety of books, from Harry Potter, Chronicles of Narnia, and the most important book of all, this one right here, which it's backwards, but yeah, that's the one I like to read the most, which goes into my next fact. I like to go to church, which also leads to my next fact. I'll get to that in a minute. And since I enjoy church, I'm heavily involved in my church, which I am in kind of a position of leadership in my church. And I do my best. I make mistakes all the time. And I said this would lead to my next fact. I had to write them all down. I know it may sound like it's scripted, but it's not. This is legit. I have preached before, and I preach from time to time. I think the last time I remember preaching was 2015, which, I mean, it hasn't really been exactly 2 years yet, but it will be 2 years this year. And what I preached on, we don't have to go into that, but it does lead into another fact, which will be later in the video. Maybe I may make this part 2. I don't, a 2-part. Oh yeah, I used to be bad about this. I used to drink a case of pop every day. And as you can tell, well, I'm skinny, but I don't do that anymore. Do I still drink pop? Yes. Like my buddy Zach, I probably should go to an AA meeting over that. I've never smoked a cigarette, a cigar, a pipe, or marijuana. Marijuana stinks. I've never experimented with any other kind of illegal drug. But going back to the marijuana thing, there's like a bill going around to make marijuana legal here in West Virginia, like in Colorado and Washington State. And maybe some other states, I'm not really sure. I don't keep up with that. Really. You know what? I want to be a good boy and keep my mouth shut. I smell cigarette smoke. It gives me a headache and I can't stand it. Oh. Sorry, that's when I react to cigarette smoke. I can't stand it. When I was younger, I found out I'm allergic to it, but I haven't really gotten a real allergic reaction to it as I got older. But if I breathe it in constantly, it gives me a really bad headache, and I can't stand it. I love coffee. I'm the type of person, do not talk or mess with me until after I've had my morning coffee. If you do, I turn into the Incredible Hulk, and that's not good. Fact number 11. If you can tell by the way I talk, I'm from Almost Heaven, West Virginia. I don't know why they call it Almost Heaven. Nowhere close to it. And since I'm from West Virginia, no, I'm not related to absolutely everybody in this state. I'm not an inbred hillbilly, redneck, whatever. So, all you outsiders that think that, just keep your mouth shut, and we'll leave you alone. In fact number 12, I guess you could say one of the most popular residents from this state, known as the Mothman. I do not believe in him. I don't think he is real. Now, the people that lived back in that time period, yes, they did see something. Now, what they saw was a completely different question entirely. I love nature. As you can tell by my first fact, I like to go on walks. I hate snakes. Oh, I hate snakes. If this world could go without them, I'd be a happy person. I can't explain this. This is more of a irrational fear, I guess. But I have a fear of raccoons. I don't know why. Every time, if I was to see one out in the wild, I would run. That would be my first reaction. Would be to run. I can't explain why I have this fear, so I'm considering it an irrational fear. I am a gamer, which, if I can turn the camera around, you can tell. You can see my GameCube, my Wii, and my piece of junk Xbox 360. Oh, and my PlayStation 2. Now, my 360 is having a lot of issues here lately, and it's just weird. Everything looks backwards in this video, at least from my viewpoint. I guess once I upload this, it'll fix itself. I enjoy stuff that makes me laugh, which, Zach, all this stuff you thought VR stood for, that last one, Viagra, whatever you said the R stood for, really? You have no idea how bad I busted out laughing. But you know what it stands for now. So I won't have to go into any details about that now, do I? And since I love comedies, I love movies. Uh, Rocky 3, best movie of all time. I mean, the first Rocky movie was really good. Nothing beats the original. How, However, I didn't realize I had a close up of my face. I apologize for that, folks. I still think Rocky 3 is the best. Oh, I am not affiliated with any political party, so that means I am not a Democrat or a Republican, which means I can vote. I can go either way. I can vote for a Democrat, a Republican, a Libertarian, etc., etc., etc. And the reason why I'm not affiliated is because they're all a bunch of morons. In my book. I enjoy sports. I loved sitting down watching a West Virginia Mountaineer football game. Go Mountaineers, Marshall sucks. No, I will support Marshall as long as they don't play the Mountaineers. My sport to play, yeah, I actually played sports. My sport was basketball. And speaking of basketball, Mountaineers are in the Sweet 16. Yes, I will be, if I can find the channel they're on. I want to watch their game on Thursday. I think it's Thursday. Now, my next two facts go back to my high school days. One day I decided to test to see if the principal, vice principal, whoever actually watched the security cameras my school had. So I once flipped off the security camera, and I got away with it. So that tells me they don't watch security cameras at all. Yeah, I was dumb and stupid back then. But would I do it now? No. Fact number 22. While at high school, I got dragged into something stupid. We all called it a Germ-X war. It seemed fun at the time. Actually, yeah, it did seem fun at the time. What you would do is you would get a little bit of Germ-X in the palm of your hand, and you would sneak up behind somebody and smack them in the back of the neck. Now, being gentlemen, we wouldn't do that to the girls. The girls would do that to the girls, and the guys would do that to the guys. Because us guys, we didn't believe in hitting women. And that went on for about a few weeks or so, until some stupid idiot decided to get someone in the face, and not a whole lot, just maybe like a drop of Germ-X got really close to somebody's eye, and we decided to end it there, because we didn't want somebody getting hurt or be temporarily or permanently blind. I love my weapons. I have guns all throughout this house, so don't do anything stupid. And speaking of weapons, this is a military style, I call it military style pocket knife that my dad gave me. I love this thing. Fact number 24. I actually once got into a bad car crash where, to be honest, I should have died. It was a long time ago. I would try to go into detail, but I came out of that with a concussion, so I really can't remember much It was at nighttime. I do remember that. But I really don't. Even to this day, I still don't remember much. It, actually, I can tell you the date. It was August 1st, 2012. The year the world was supposed to end. We're still here. Number 25. As I wouldn't call myself a preacher because I'm not really ordained. But I have preached. I guess you could say more of like a guest speaker type of thing. But I'm not really ordained. But I guess you could say as a preacher, guest speaker, I cannot. I'm surprised Zach didn't mention this. I cannot stand. Fact. This is a fact. I cannot stand Joel Osteen. Really? He preaches all this. It sounds like a get rich quick scheme, scam, whatever. Yeah, you can see my mad face. My blood is boiling every time I hear that name, Joel Osteen. Really? The man makes probably over $4 million a year, lives in a big fancy house and drives a nice fancy car. That's not a preacher. I don't consider him a preacher. I consider him a motivational speaker. But, I'm just moving on. This goes back to my love of movies. I used to work at a movie theater. I had a blast working for a movie theater. In case y'all weren't, Regal Entertainment Group. Y'all should go to a Regal theater. I mean, they give you a rewards card, and that thing is neat. Yes, I'm giving a shout out to my former place of employment, because they're awesome. I mean, they're awesome. You may not necessarily get along with everybody you work with, but I personally didn't have much problems with anybody I worked with. They were all nice people. They were good to me. Of course, it seemed like every time they would, at least the Regal I worked for, this kind of became like a tradition. Whenever a new person started, we would make up some BS story that the theater was haunted. I never believed it. But it's whatever. I once visited Yellowstone National Park, which, if you watch my videos here on YouTube, I have a video up of the Old Faithful geyser doing its thing, and I would consider that a once in a lifetime experience. Go check that thing out. You'll be glad you went. I used to be knowledgeable about Greek mythology. I used to be really into Greek mythology. One time I probably can name at least most of the Greek gods and goddesses. For example, Athena, the patron goddess of Athens. Then you got the head god, or the chief ruler of the god, Zeus himself. Of course, he had her. By the way, this is where Hollywood makes me mad. If you're going to use the Greek names of these gods, then use Hercules' Greek name, which is Heracles, not his Roman name, morons. Fact number 29. I love to write. Yeah. I'm decent. I wouldn't say go on a limb and say I'm as good as Stephen King. I'm not. I'm nowhere on that man's level. And I am a fan of his. And last but not least, this is why I haven't been making videos here lately. I suffer from writer's block. I keep running out of ideas. I would get an idea, but then it would go away, and I just can't come up. I just can't come up with ideas. Any ideas that are fabulous. Sorry, I had to do a quick Donald Trump hand gesture. Donald, Mr. President, stay off Twitter. Anyway, there's my top 30 facts about myself. My first video of 2017, which should have been 2 months ago. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Please,